On completion of Yugadi, we are at the threshold of New Year, our Indian New Year. That New Year comes every year, but this year is the year of COVID. COVID is taking life of many. Why this COVID? You have asked me, many of you, the question why this COVID is troubling the humanity. There is some reason. COVID has made many people good opportunities, provided very many opportunities for sincere and hard-working people. At the same time, people who are not straightforward, not on spiritual line, they might find it very difficult many times. However, let us analyze later. Now, I welcome you all to this Satchintana, and both languages, in English as well as in Kannada, I will speak. Namaskaram to all of you. Welcome to this Satchintana. Sarve jana sukhino bhavantu. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. Om Shanti, 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 Shanti. Let there be love, peace and harmony everywhere. Some of you have asked me the question, why these prarabdhas are troubling human beings? And Guruji, you are taking class on prarabdha clearing. All of us are not able to register for the online class. So tell something about prarabdhas so that we will be more happy what you are discussing in the classes. Give us a small gist. Prarabdhas are from life after life. To become human being, we have to cover more than 64 lakhs of life. Starting from virus and amoeba, paramecium, up to man, there are more than 64 lakhs of lives. We have, as human beings, before becoming human beings, covered all the 64 lakhs of life. Why the nature or the creator gives us the experience of all life? Understand the real importance of this life, because we have to undergo, or our mind has to undergo, the experiences of all lives. If you take our gene, every gene has got 2 to 3 lives. We can go to past life. When we do past life regression, we can read the life of all of you, all of us we can read. We were there on this earth as different lives. Trees, plants, amoeba, paramecium, I already told, tiger, snakes, etc., etc., etc. Finally, we reached as human beings. Even in human beings, we are supposed to have 7 lives. Each chakra will have 1 life, 7 chakras will have 7 lives. This is only theory. Man will never leave his jealousy, anger and artificial life, troubling others. All these are the nature of human being. Man has got ego. He is showing only artificial face. His real face will never show. That creates problem, that creates prarabdha for me. Total prarabdhas of all life is known as sanchit karma. Sanchita karma, total sum and substance of all the life's karma. It may be good or bad. Whatever action you do, it is a karma. Karma may be good or karma may be bad. If you do good to everyone, it is a good karma. You will reap that also. If you do bad to others, it is bad karma. You will reap that bad karma also. So we have to take part in good karma also, bad karma also. How much is there? Every day we are collecting more than thousands of prarabdhas. We do not know that. If I show one day's prarabdha, you will wonder. Every day you are covering thousands of prarabdhas. Then one life, how many millions? Then 64 lakhs of life. How many trillions? You cannot count at all. With that prarabdhas, we feel that human beings are permanently on this earth as worms or animals or tiger, whatever it may be. They will never have any way to go out. This is a great jail created by you yourself. You are putting yourself into that jail. You do not know you are in the jail. The creation has given you this life, but you are creating a jail and throwing yourself into the jail, and you live permanently in the jail. We say, I am always good. For the sake of somebody, I have did it. I have told a lie because to save another person. Whatever it may be, the truth is you have told a lie. Even lie, there are two types, white lie and black lie. White lie means just a joke. Joke may be, I have seen a white crow in the seashore, that is not going to trouble anybody. So that is a white lie. But if you tell, every day I am seeing a white crow in the seashore and it is doing this way, that way, and it has got a golden wing, something bluffing. Slowly it will become a prarabdha. Like that, there are techniques to verify these prarabdhas. Prarabdha will take us to a worse life. Instead of these prarabdhas, try to remove the prarabdhas or try to live without prarabdhas. In our everyday, we can live without having prarabdhas. How to live? That is what I am going to discuss in the course. We have to remove the prarabdhas. For you people today, I tell you, observe more silence. Silence will reduce the prarabdha. Silence may reduce the prarabdha, but it is not a truth. Silence may add more prarabdhas also sometimes. You may sit silently and try to blame somebody. You may blame your mother-in-law or your wife or your husband, your children, your boss, somebody by sitting, oh, he is an idiot, he has troubled me. Mentally you blame. That mental blame is 100 times dangerous than physical argument. You can beat a person physically, that will be a lesser prarabdha than sitting in the prayer room and blaming that person. That will create higher prarabdha. So mental prarabdha, mentally arguing, mentally blaming, mentally scolding another person is more dangerous, 100 times dangerous than outside argument. Why no? While you argue with another person, other person's mind and your outer mind, both quarrels, both argue. Whereas that becomes open mind, upper mind prarabdha, that can be removed easily. Whereas you mentally think with closed eyes, my mother-in-law is so dangerous, she is bad, she has done this, ever since my marriage she is always scolding me, and this will repeat, and it will go to subconscious mind. That is 100 times dangerous than open scolding. So, creation of prarabdha by words, openly arguing, openly quarreling, that is not that dangerous as you are simply sitting with silence and mentally scolding somebody else. See, we do not know many times. We think nobody will know. Let me simply sit and scold her or scold him. That is not good. How man is creating prarabdha is because of his greed, ahankaram, we say, egoistic, for money, power, or for the sake of wealth, or for the sake of opposite sex, we generally create more prarabdhas. There is no end for this prarabdha. Here I would like to tell you a story which will make it very clear to you. Ram and Shyam both are brothers. They are from a farmer's family. They were living outskirts of Bangalore. They had about 2 acres of land. Ram and Shyam's father is a agriculturist, farmer. He was very sincere, hardworking. From great grandfathers he inherited 2 acres of land. Those 2 acres he used to grow either ragi or jawar or some vegetables, etc., etc. And he was earning his livelihood by these 2 acres of land. He educated his both the children, Ram and Shyam. Ram was elder son, Shyam was younger son. Both went to school, they studied, had their graduation. After graduation, the elder son Ram said, I will go for teacher's job. So he had training, teacher's training. He became a school teacher about 50 kilometers away from his house. In a small government school, he got a job. Both the children were married later. Younger son, Shyam said, I want to live with father and take care of this farming land. I am very much interested in agriculture. I don't want any job. He studied up to become, but still he said, I want job only, this land only, as a farmer. So he started ploughing, engaging in development of farm. He grew different types of farming, special seeds, etc., made some modern types of agriculture, earned some pretty money, not very much, sufficient for their livelihood. And father was very happy because son is engaged in his ancestral business of agriculture. He was happy. His wife also happy. Both the families were living happily. The eldest son was a teacher and he married a teacher also in nearby school. She was working. So both were going early morning with the tiffin and in the evening they used to come. All were living happily. But Ram's wife, elder son's wife, was not very happy because whole day she has to work in the school, in the evening she has to come with the tired face, and she was not able to cook or do any work. She was not able to share her feelings with the other members in the family. Something. She was keeping little away from the family. Whereas all other family members were sitting together, laughing, engaging, taking coffee or tea together. Everything was going on very nicely. Even Ram and Shyam, they were very happy. Being brothers, they were very cordial and loving. Slowly, years passed. After 3 years, Shyam's wife became pregnant. She delivered a boy, a beautiful boy, and the boy was growing in the house. That is Shyam, younger, yes. Younger son's wife delivered a boy. Elder son's wife did not get any issues at all. She was feeling bad. In spite of 5 years of time, I didn't get any child. So I have to get a child. She consulted some doctors also, but they said everything is all right while looking at. You may get after some time. Wait for some time. You are not very old now. Wait for some days. So days passed on. This small child started growing. That is Shyam's child. Along with the farmer father, the child was 2 years, 3 years going to the farmland also, along with dad and mom, and acquainted with all farmland. Sometimes in the early morning, a vegetable vendor used to come to the house selling vegetables. Those vegetables, they were not growing in the farm, they are purchasing from that cart, vegetable vendor. Shyam's wife used to carry the child and go to the vegetable vendor and purchase the vegetables. The vegetable vendor is known to the people since many years, and he always talked to the small child, give him a small eatable fruit or something in his wheel cart, and make joke with the child and then leave. Like that days passed. All were happy with the vegetable vendor. All this being seen by the Ram's wife, the teacher. She was jealousy with that child because it is grown about 5 years old and very active, moving with the people around in that particular village like town, small town. The child became very famous. She was jealous. One day, Ram's wife, it was a Sunday, she had no school. She went to the vegetable vendor and said, take this. This is a chocolate-like thing, but it has got poison inside. You give this to that child, my child in my house, my husband's younger brother's child. Then that vegetable vendor was wonderstruck. He looked at her face. He said, you are teacher. You are working. You came here last 10 years. You are here in this house. Your mother-in-law, father-in-law, everybody is good at home. Why you have this character? You want me to kill that particular child, which is so nice and handsome? No, this is not possible for me. I can't do that sin. I won't do this. You take your poison back. I am very sorry, madam. Then she said, if you don't do this act, or if you tell this to anybody, you will be finished. You will not come to this lane, our town at all. He said, damn it, I can beg and borrow, but cannot do a murder or tell a lie. I was given such an education. You being a teacher, you have to develop this society. You want to spoil your family, that child. Oh God, hell is waiting for you. don't do this. If any cases do come, I will give witness against you. I will not come to your house at all henceforth. So he leaves that place. He refused to poison that child. Then she was totally upset. She failed. The story goes like that only. Later it's not a story, it's a truth. They had a quarrel in the house, and the elder brother and his wife, both teachers, they leave the house and stay some other rented house near the school. Like that, family was partitioned. It's not a story, really happened. It goes like that. Now, somebody asked me why COVID is troubling us. COVID is troubling us because even a smallest child was to poison by a educated teacher. And when such teachers are educating our children, no government authorities can punish them. Even Modi-like leader can't help. Then God has to come in the new avatar as COVID and punish the people. That such a worst character teacher will be punished like by the COVID virus. It will kill only bad people. That is what people say. Unwanted people. When man cannot act, God acts through some agent, some way. That's why COVID has not done much harm, but done good also. Today, if you go to any government offices, corruption is high. Who can control? We can't control. You can, if you go to any hospital, we are told even a COVID patient to burn 30,000 is a bribe to be given. And that is the case. If it is true, I am very sorry. It is appeared in the TV, that's why I am telling. If it is the case, then where our society, where the credit stands, where the honesty stands? Nowhere. That's why COVID is a welcome. COVID is a Kali. K starts from kinetic energy. COVID is nothing but kinetic energy. It will spoil the society where there is no goodness, where it is only filled with filth. It will be cleaned by the COVID virus. That is our opinion. I am not telling anything with proof, but I am telling society is moving from bad to worst. We have to learn good moral. What the yoga says, yama niyama. Yama niyama we have to practice. That's why Modi started Yoga Day. Whole world is today following yoga. We are supposed to know yoga better than any other countries in the world. But we know theoretically, practically we are not doing anything good. We have become worst human beings. That's why perhaps we will not have relief from COVID. For another 2 years, the COVID will finish off most of the unwanted people. This is opinion of great Himalayan masters. And I am just telling you, let us improve ourselves, then COVID will leave, COVID will go back to its original place. Let us pray God for whatever mistake we have done. Let our future be with a path of truth and sincerity. Then we can live with peace, love, peace and harmony. Okay friends, let us complete today's discussion. Let us meet next month once again. Thank you, thank you, thank. Let us have 1 minute meditation now. 5 minutes meditation. After my few words in Kannada. Let us sit for meditation. Thank you, thank you, thank you. ಬಂಧುಗಳೇ, ನಿಮಗೆಲ್ಲರೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರಗಳು. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸಚ್ಚಿಂತನಕ್ಕೆ ನಾವೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟು ಸೇರಿದ್ದೇವೆ. ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ, ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಯಾಕೆ ಬಂತು, ಹೇಗೆ ಬಂತು ಅಂತ. ಅದು ಸತ್ಯ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ಸುಳ್ಳಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಆದರೆ ನಾವು ಸತ್ಯವಂತರಂತೂ ಅಲ್ಲ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸತ್ಯವಂತರಾಗಲು ಸಾಧ್ಯವೂ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಹರಿಶ್ಚಂದ್ರನ ಕಾಲದಿಂದ ನಾವು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ, ಸತ್ಯಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಜೀವ ಕೊಟ್ಟ ಹರಿಶ್ಚಂದ್ರ ತನ್ನ ರಾಜ್ಯವನ್ನು ಕಳಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕಳಕೊಂಡರೂ ಸತ್ಯವನ್ನು ಬಿಡಲಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂಥ ಸತ್ಯವಂತ ಹರಿಶ್ಚಂದ್ರರು ಈಗ ಕಥೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತ್ರ ಸಿಗ್ಬೋದು, ನಮ್ಮ ಜೀವನದಲ್ಲಿ ಸಿಕ್ಕುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಂಥ ಕಾಲ ಇದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದಲೇ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಬಂದದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಈಗ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೇನೆ. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಒಂದು ಕಥೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ, ರಾಮ ಮತ್ತು ಶ್ಯಾಮಂದು. ರಾಮ ಟೀಚರ್, ಅವನ ತಮ್ಮ ಶ್ಯಾಮ ಅಗ್ರಿಕಲ್ಚರಿಸ್ಟ್. ತಂದೆ ತಾಯಿ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರಿನ ಔಟ್ಸ್ಕರ್ಟ್ ಒಂದು ವಿಲೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅವರು ವಾಸಿಸ್ತಾಯಿದ್ರು. 2 ಎಕರೆ ಜಮೀನು ಹಿಡಿದು ಶ್ಯಾಮ ತನ್ನ ರೈತನ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಯಿದ್ದ. ಅವನಿಗೊಂದು ಮಗು, ಸಣ್ಣ ಶ್ಯಾಮ ಆದರೂ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಮಗು ಬೇಗ ಹುಟ್ಟಿತು. ಆ ಮಗುವಿನೊಟ್ಟಿಗೆ ಭಾಳ ಸುಂದರವಾಗಿ ಜೀವನ ನಡೆಸ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದ. ಅದು ಮಗು ಬೆಳೆದು ಒಂದು 3 ವರ್ಷದ ಮಗು ಆಗುವಾಗ ಆ ಊರಿನ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹಳ್ಳಿಯ ಕೇರಿಯ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತಲಿನಲ್ಲಿದ್ದವರೆಲ್ಲರೂ ಆ ಮಗುವನ್ನು ತುಂಬ ಪ್ರೀತಿಸ್ತಿದ್ದರು. ಅದು ಭಾಳ ಚಾಣಾಕ್ಷತನದಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲರ ಮನಸ್ಸನ್ನು ಕದ್ದಿತ್ತು. ಆದರೆ ಶ್ಯಾಮನ ಅಣ್ಣನ ಹೆಂಡತಿ ರಾಮನ ಹೆಂಡತಿಗೆ ಈ ಮಗುವನ್ನು ನೋಡಿದರೆ ಅಸೂಯೆ. ಯಾಕೆ ಅವಳಿಗೆ ಮಕ್ಕಳೇ ಹುಟ್ಟಲಿಲ್ಲ. ತನಗಿಲ್ಲದ ಮಗು ಬೇರೆಯವರಿಗೆ ಯಾಕೆ, ಅದನ್ನೊಂದು ಕೊಲ್ಲುವಂತ ಅವಳು ಹುನ್ನಾರ ಮಾಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ಗಾಡಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ವೆಜಿಟೇಬಲ್ಸ್ ತರಕಾರಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬರ್ತಿದ್ದ. ಆ ತರಕಾರಿ ಮಾರುವವನಿಗೆ ಕೈಯಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ವಿಷದ ಪಟ್ಟಣವನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಹಾಕಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ಈ ಚಾಕ್ಲೇಟನ್ನು ಆ ಮಗುವಿಗೆ ಕೊಡು, ಯಾರ ಹತ್ರ ಹೇಳಬೇಡ, ನಿನಗೆ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಂತ ಅವನ ಕೈಗೆ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡ್ತಾಳೆ. ಆಗ ಹೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, ನನಗೆ 1 ಲಕ್ಷ ರೂ ಬೇಡ, ನನಗೆ ಯಾವ ಹಣವೂ ಬೇಡ. ಅತ್ಯಂತ ಸುಂದರ ಮಗು, ಅದು ಕೃಷ್ಣನಾಗೇ ಇದೆ. ಅಂಥ ಮಗುವನ್ನು ಕೊಂದರೆ ನಾನು 7 ಜನ್ಮ ಅಲ್ಲ, 7 ಕೋಟಿ ಜನ್ಮದಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ನನಗೆ ಮುಕ್ತಿ ಸಿಗಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಆದ್ದರಿಂದ ನಾನು ಇಂಥ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನನಗೆ ಈ ಕೆಲಸ ಹೇಳಬೇಡಿ. ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಖವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಯಸುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಷ್ಟ ಮುಗ್ಧ ಮಕ್ಕಳನ್ನು ಕೊಲ್ಲುವಂಥ ಮನಸ್ಸು ನಿಮಗೆ ಬಂತಲ್ಲ, ನೀವು ನಿಮ್ಮಂಥ ಒಂದು ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಹೆಂಗಸು ಈ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬಾರ್ದು. ಅದಕ್ಕಾಗಿ ಅಮ್ಮ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಅಂತ ಬೈದು, ಇನ್ನು ಮುಂದೆ ನಾನು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಕೇರಿಗೆ ಬರೋದಿಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಹೊರಟೋಗ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವ ಬರೋದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಇದರಿಂದ ನಮಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ? ಆ ಮಗುವಂತೂ ಸಾಯುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಅಣ್ಣ ತಮ್ಮಂದರಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಜಗಳ ಆಗಿ ಅವರು ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೇನು, ಯಾರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಓದಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅವರು ಮಾಡುವ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕೆಲಸ ಅರ್ಥವೇ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸಮಾಜವನ್ನು ಹಾಳು ಮಾಡುವವರು ಈ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಓದಿದವರು. ಹಳ್ಳಿಯ ರೈತರಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಓದಿದವರು ಕೆಟ್ಟದ್ದು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಹೆಚ್ಚಾಗಿ. ಅವರಿಗೆ ಅದು ಕಲಿತು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಯಾರು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಓದಿಕೊಂಡು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ TV, ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಿನಿಮಾ ಎಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಅವರು ಬೇಡದ ಕೆಲಸವನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಈ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಾಗ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ, ದುರ್ವರ್ತನೆ, ಕಾಮ, ಕ್ರೋಧ, ಮದ, ಮತ್ಸರಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಜಗತ್ತಿನಲ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆದಾಗ ಅದು ಯಾರಿಂದಲೂ ತಡಿಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಎಂತ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಆಗ ಒಂದೇ ಒಂದು ದಾರಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಭಗವಂತನ ಅವತಾರ. ಭಗವಂತನೇ ಸಂಭವಾಮಿ ಯುಗೆ ಯುಗೆ ಅಂತ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಭಗವದ್ಗೀತೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಯಾವಾಗ ಜಗತ್ತು ಅನ್ಯಾಯದಿಂದ ಹೋಗ್ತದೆ, ನಾನಿಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಅವತಾರ ಪುರುಷನಾಗಿ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ. ಹಾಗೆ ಕೃಷ್ಣ ಈಗ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವತಾರ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ. ಈ ಬೇಡದ ಮನುಷ್ಯರನ್ನೆಲ್ಲ ಕೊಲ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾನೆ. ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಕೆಟ್ಟ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದವರಿಂದ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕೆಟ್ಟವರು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರು ಸಾಯಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ನಾನು ಹೇಳುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ಕೆಲವರು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರು ಸತ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು, ಅವರ ಆಯುಷ್ಯ ಮುಗಿದು. ಆದರೆ ಸತ್ತವರಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಲೆಕ್ಕ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ, ತುಂಬ ಜನ ಅನ್ಯಾಯ ಮಾಡಿದವರೇ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸತ್ತ ಹಾಗೆ ಕಾಣ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಇದಕ್ಕೇನು ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಹೇಳಲಿಕ್ಕೆ, ಆದರೂ ಅದು ಕಾಣೋ ಒಂದು ನಿದರ್ಶನ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ದೇವರು ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಸಮಾಜವಾಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಈ ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಯಾಗಲಿ ಪನಿಷ್ಮೆಂಟು ಕೊಡುವಾಗ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿಯೇ ಕೊಡ್ತದೆ. ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ನಿಜವಾದ ಸತ್ಯಾಂಶ ಇದ್ದರೂ ಇರ್ಬೋದು. ಕೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಕಾಳಿ ಅಂದರೆ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಕೋವಿಡಿಗೂ ಕೆಯಲ್ಲೇ ಶುರುವಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅಂದರೆ ನಿರಂತರ ಚಲಿಸುವ ಎನರ್ಜಿ, ಅದೇ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ರನ್ನಿಂಗ್ ವಾಟರ್, ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಿಸಿಟಿ, ಮ್ಯಾಗ್ನೆಟಿಸಮ್, ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿ. ಅದು ನಮಗೆ ವಿಜ್ಞಾನದಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಈ ಕೈನೆಟಿಕ್ ಎನರ್ಜಿಯೇ ಕಾಳಿಯ ಸ್ವರೂಪ, ಅದೇ ಕೋವಿಡಿನ ಸ್ವರೂಪ. ಮಾತ್ರ ಅಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ, ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಬದಲಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. ಪ್ರತಿ 6 ತಿಂಗಳಿಗೊಮ್ಮೆ ಅದು ತನ್ನ ರೂಪ ಬದಲಾಯಿಸ್ತದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ನೀವು ಯಾವ ಇಂಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಲಸಿಕೆಯನ್ನು ಮಾಡಿದರೂ ಅದು 6 ತಿಂಗಳು ಹೋಗುವಾಗ ಆ ಲಸಿಕೆ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ಸಲ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಹೊಸ ಲಸಿಕೆ ಬರಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಏನು ಉಪಯೋಗ ಆಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನಮ್ಮ ಸಮಾಜ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಬೇಕಾ? ಆ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಹತ್ರ ಬೇಡಿಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಕಾಳಿ ಮಾತೆ ನಾವಿನ್ನು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯವರಾಗ್ತದೆ. ನಾವೊಂದು ಹೆಣ ಸುಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ 30,000 ಲಂಚ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೇವೆ ಆಸ್ಪತ್ರೆಯಲ್ಲಿ. ಕೋವಿಡಿನಿಂದ ಸತ್ತವರ ಹೆಣ ರಾಶಿಯಾಗಿ ಬೆಂಗಳೂರು ಬಿದ್ದಾಗ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಸುಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಜಾಗ ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದಾಗ 30,000 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹಣವನ್ನು ಸುಡ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದಾರೆ ಅಂತ ಟಿ ವಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಬಂತು. ನಮಗೇನು ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ. ಆ ರೀತಿಯ ನ್ಯೂಸಿನಿಂದ ಏನಾಗ್ತದೆ ಅಂದರೆ ಜನರ ಮನಸ್ಸು ಕಲ್ಮಶ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಅದು ಸತ್ಯ ಇರಲೇಬೇಕು, ಇಲ್ಲದಿದ್ದರೆ ಟಿ ವಿಯವರು ಹಾಗೆ ಪಬ್ಲಿಷ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ಮನುಷ್ಯತ್ವ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಇದು ರಾಕ್ಷಸತ್ವ. ಆ ರಾಕ್ಷಸತ್ವ ಯಾವಾಗ ಇದೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಭಗವಂತನ ಅವತಾರ ಆಗಲೇಬೇಕು. ಹಾಗೆ ಅವತಾರ ಆಗಿ ಬಹುಶಃ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮರಣ ಆಗ್ತಿರ್ಬೋದು ಎಂಬುದು ನಮ್ಮ ಭಾವನೆ. ಅದರಿಂದ ಅಣ್ಣ ತಮ್ಮಂದಿರಿಗೆ, ಅಕ್ಕ ತಂಗಿಯಂದಿರಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇನೆ, ಯಾವುದೇ ಆಸೆ ಹಿಂದೆ ಹೋಗಬೇಡಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. ಆಸೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯನಿಗೆ ಬೇಕು, ಅದಕ್ಕೊಂದು ಲಿಮಿಟ್ ಬೇಕು. ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಲ್ಲ, ಮಕ್ಕಳು ಬೇಕು ಎಂಬ ಆಸೆ ಇದು ಸಹಜ. ನಾನು ಕಾಫಿಯೇ ಕುಡಿಲಿಲ್ಲ, ಒಂದು ಕಾಫಿ ಕುಡಿಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಸೆ. ಏನು ತಿನ್ನಲಿಲ್ಲ, ತಿನ್ನಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಆಸೆ. ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಪರ್ಮಿಸೇಬಲ್ ಆಸೆಗಳು. ಮತ್ತು ಜನರ ಹಣವನ್ನು ದೋಚಬೇಕಂತ ಡಾಕ್ಟರ್ಸೇ ಅಂದಾಜು ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ಸಮಾಜಘಾತಕ ಕರ್ತವ್ಯ. ದೊಡ್ಡ ಕಲೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಆದವರೇ ಕೋಟಿಗಟ್ಟಲೆ ಹಣ ತಿಂದು ಗೌರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಕೆಲಸ ಮಾಡಿದರೆ ಅದು ಸಮಾಜಘಾತಕ ಕೆಲಸ. ಅಂಥದ್ದು ಕೆಲವು ಕಡೆ ನಡೀತಾ ಇದೆ. ಅಂಥದ್ದು ನಿಲ್ಲಿಸಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೇ, ಸಮಾಜ ಒಳ್ಳೆಯದಾಗಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗಿಯೇ ಕೋವಿಡ್ ಬಂದದ್ದು ಅಂತ ಎಣಿಸಿಕೊಂಡು ನಾವು ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ರೆಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಆದಷ್ಟು ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟಿನ ಏನು ಪಾಲಿಸಿ ಇದೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಫಾಲೋ ಮಾಡಿ ಆದಷ್ಟು ಬೇಗ ಕೋವಿಡ್ನಿಂದ ದೂರ ಆಗಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ನಮ್ಮ ಸಹಾಯ ಇಲ್ಲದೆ ಸರಕಾರ ಏನು ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕಾಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ. ಸರಕಾರ ಅಂದರೆ ಏನು? ನನ್ನದು, ನಿಮ್ಮದು, ಎಲ್ಲರದು ಒಟ್ಟು ಸೇರಿದ ಜನರ ಒಂದು ಸಾಮೂಹಿಕ ಕೇಂದ್ರವೇ ಸರಕಾರ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಒಟ್ಟು ಸೇರಿ ಲಾಲನೆ ಪಾಲನೆ ಮಾಡುವುದೇ ಸರಕಾರ, ಆಡಳಿತ ನಡೆಸುವುದೇ ಸರಕಾರ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು ನಾವು. ಆ ಸಹಕಾರ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಒಳ್ಳೆಯ ರೀತಿಯಿಂದ ಮುಂದೆ ಹೋಗುವಂತಾಗಲಿ. ಇವತ್ತಿನ ಸಚ್ಚಿಂತನೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಮುಗಿಸ್ತೇನೆ. ನಾವೊಂದು 5 ನಿಮಿಷ ಪ್ರಾರ್ಥನೆ ಮಾಡುವ. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಕಣ್ಣು ಮುಚ್ಚಿ ನೇರವಾಗಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ನಾವೊಂದು ಬೀಜ ಮಂತ್ರ ಧ್ಯಾನ ಮಾಡುವ. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ. ಜೈ ಹಿಂದ್.